Hi, this is AJ. Today we're gonna speak about confidence. So let's crack into this, people. So in the last video, we learned that confidence is the ability to trust yourself. We learned a couple low confidence behaviors that people obviously do without thinking, without really analyzing. But today, we're gonna speak about how to trust yourself more. We know that confidence is trusting in your own abilities, but that is futile, that is dumb if we don't know how to trust in our own abilities more. So without further ado, I'm gonna take another sip of this and yeah, let's crack into it. This is a concept that everybody misses, and I always say this, I probably said in the last video, your brain wants proof, not promises. How will you trust in your own abilities when you've never put your abilities to test? How can you say that you're a confident person in front of a large audience when you've never been in front of a large audience? How can you say you trust yourself to go and speak to someone you are attracted to of the opposite sex maybe when you've never spoken to that person ever? How can you trust yourself to go in front of the classroom and give a presentation or to write your exam when you've never done that, when you've never practiced, when you've never been in such a situation of high pressure? Your brain wants to know that whatever situation you face is not dangerous, meaning you've been through something similar or something of the same caliber, maybe not as intense, but you've been through it before and it is not dangerous. Back in humanity's early days, we had small social gatherings. When I say small, I mean tiny little villages that people used to live in. We used to hunt and we used to gather. And in these small spaces, we had an alpha or a leader or a chief of the group. If we do anything to upset the leader or to upset the group, we'll be kicked out. And humans are social animals, which means we need each other to survive. Back then, being kicked out from the group, from the herd, being disliked by the leader, being pushed away from the small community you had meant death. It meant you won't have people to hunt with you. You won't have people to protect you. You won't have people to cuddle with when it's cold. You won't have people around you to just thrive and survive. So it is death. Humans have become deadly afraid. How may I say it? Deadly afraid of losing that validation, of being kicked out. But we don't understand that our brains have not grown out of that mindset. Maybe technology has, modern world has. We aren't living in small settlements. We live in cities with millions of people. You live even in a small town, you still have hundreds, maybe tens of thousands of people, to the point you don't even see the same face every day. That's crazy. But back then, getting kicked out or being disliked by someone almost meant death. Your brain, as I said before, doesn't believe we're out of this. Your brain still believes that we are in these small social gatherings and we need to hold on to things in order to not be kicked out, okay? In order to not be disliked. So as we said before, this will make you not take risks. This will make you behave in a more convenient manner for someone else instead of for you. You will be more okay, someone that's weaker, somebody that isn't as dominant, isn't as focused, and you won't be vulnerable. You'll constantly be playing a front. You'll constantly be trying to see what other people like, because in your mind, getting kicked out from your friend group, getting kicked out from your workplace, that is death. You will literally be too scared to express opinions, your own opinions, and your opinion matters. Your words, everything you say matters. But why would you be too scared to do it? Because you're scared to lose that protection, that validation from people. And that, my friend, is a low confidence or low self-esteem behavior. So now that we know how we may trust or what our brain process is in order to trust ourselves more, and we know that our brain wants proof over promises, I'll talk a bit more about that later. I want to just talk to you about a few high confidence behaviors that high confident people constantly do in order to really be efficient and effective. Number one, they set goals and they complete their goals. It is very easy to fall into the trap of setting goals and not completing them. Maybe after watching this video, you get hyped and you say, hey, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and complete doing 100 push-ups, which is a very, very bad goal to set. You have to make baby steps in your goals. I've done a video on how to set your goals and how to really achieve your goals instead of just having them and putting them on the shelf for later. But what I'm speaking about here is that you set goals, you tell yourself, what will it take for me to get there, and you get the things that it will take for you to reach your goal, and then you actually do it. Now this is very key, as it gives your brain proof that you are progressing, that you are good enough, you are smart enough for that exam paper, you are intelligent or confident or charismatic enough to enter the presentation room and give a rocking presentation. You are giving your brain proof over promises, saying that you are good enough but you don't really know. That is not the right way to go. When you complete your goals, you are giving your brain all that extra proof that it needs, that you can do it, you're capable of undergoing that pressure. Number 2, you believe in your passions, you believe in your goals, and you work towards them. People that are high self-esteem, people that are very confident, people that trust in their abilities, that trust in themselves, constantly have a dream and a vision. They know where they want to go and they know how they're going to get there. They know what they want in life and they know who's going to get them there as well. They have it planned out. Now, it's okay to not have every single thing planned out, but you have to have a plan to take the next step. As I said before, give your brain proof, not promises. Create goals. Start out with a big goal, an ultimate goal, right? And then break it down into what you can do for the next few months, right? Little objectives you can achieve towards getting this big goal. Whether it's you want to write a book, you want to write your first book. I wrote my first book at 14, released it at 15. It is a very interesting book. I hope you really just go and get it. I'll leave the link in the description. If you want to know every single thing that I talk about on my channel, if you want to go in depth into secrets, techniques, and exercises you can implement into your life, I'm not sure if it's showing on the camera, just get this book, Be Cool, The Ultimate Teenage Guide. But anyway, back to the video. So when I say you want to get this big goal, you want to write a book, whatever, make sure you do steps onto how many words would I need, okay? Don't work with pages, work with words. How many words? Let's say I need 25,000 words, 30,000 words, okay? If I have this much time in the week, how many words can I complete each week? How many can I complete each day? If I have time, how many can I complete each hour, you know? So if you really dedicate yourself into breaking down your goals, to working towards your vision, your goal, this is a high confident behavior because you believe in yourself, you believe where you want to go, and you believe in your own abilities. You're showing your brain that you trust in your own abilities. The highly confident person is self-assertive. What does self-assertive mean? When you are self-assertive, you putting yourself in, or you're expressing yourself fully into situations. You are putting your full self out there. When you're self-assertive, you're doing it no matter what anybody thinks, no matter what anybody says, because you believe in what you have to do, you believe in what you have to say. I speak about having the fear of intellectual assertiveness, having the fear to be assertive in my other video, my part 1 video. But really what I need you to understand is that if you are a confident person, you will constantly be putting your expressions out there. You will constantly be trying to put your full self out there, and that is being assertive in your everyday situations. And my friend, that is exactly what an employer, that's exactly what a university, that is exactly what a school, that is exactly what a partner, whoever you want, is looking for. A person that can impose themselves into situations. A highly confident person is able to bounce back. They're able to bounce back from situations, from failures. They're able to say, hey, look, I failed. I know I didn't do it. I know I've let myself, maybe my family, maybe everyone around me down. But I know I can do it again. This proves, my friend, that you trust in your own abilities. This proves that even if, as I said before, even if you lose all the money you have, right? If you lose everything, will you still be able to come back up? Will you still be able to bounce back from it? It proves that you trust in your own abilities as a confident, be cool person. A self-confident person always highlights the positive. A highly confident person doesn't highlight or doesn't focus on the negative of every single situation. It is important, however, to be very realistic when attacking something, very realistic when getting feedback or from failure. When you fail and you try and you do it and you don't do it to the ability that you could have, it's okay to go back, self-reflect, and ask yourself what went wrong. But when you're focusing on the negative, you're instantly putting yourself in the mind frame of a downward spiral. And that, my friend, is bad. That is creating a poison drip inside your spirit. When I tell you to focus on the positive, of which I will make a video just specifically on how to be more positive, I think I'll release it on my Instagram. But when I tell you to focus more on the positive, I'm not saying to just discard the negative. The negative is always around you. You're always going to be getting negative. But when you focus on the positive, you change the way you react to the negative, to the failure, to whatever happened. You are giving yourself the keys to how you feel. You're being at the cause and not at the effect of life. A highly confident person is vulnerable and they surround themselves with the right people. This is by being polarizing. When you are vulnerable, as I always say, it's something I preach, okay? Vulnerability is the key. Honest living congruence is the key to being a person that is high self-esteem. It's just, if you are a high self-esteem person, if you are a high confident or a highly confident person, your vulnerability, you just be vulnerable, okay? No matter what happens, you will put your full self out there, or at least you will try your best to put your full self out there constantly. You trust in your abilities. You know that you're enough. You know that you are that person that can succeed. You know that you are that person that perfect boy or girl will want to be with, okay? You know that you are that person that no matter what anything or anybody comes and says about you, it won't disturb you because you know you're enough. You have substance inside you. And if you surround yourself around the right people, you're setting up the right environment to grow. You're setting up the right environment to be the best you can be. You're setting up the be cool environment. If you are a self-confident person, you believe in your own ability to handle pressure. The highly confident person puts themselves in situations where pressure is needed. When you are taking a risk, when you are trying out new things, you will feel pressure, you will feel anxiety, and that is fine. And the high self-esteem, high confident person will constantly be trying to increase the pressure, not because they want to be stressed out. Don't go out there after hearing this video and put yourself in situations that you can't handle. But when I say pressure, I mean they'll go out on a limb, they'll go and take action, they'll go and do right pressure versus wrong pressure. I'll talk about this probably in my next video. But they'll do right pressure versus wrong pressure, and they'll put themselves in these situations to give their brain more proof that they can handle it, okay? When you give your brain more proof over promises, you can tell your brain as much as you want, hey, I can definitely network and meet 10 new people for my business. I can meet 10 new customers. But until you actually go out and you actually actively go and look for customers, my friend, your brain won't believe you. You will feel anxious. You will mess up the first time. So a hallmark for high self-confidence is being able to handle pressure. A self-confident person is humble and they know how to give instead of taking. They focus on how to give more instead of taking. I made a video on giving versus taking. It on my Instagram, but if you wanted to check it out, I will post it probably a bit later because I want to make something way longer, something that's way more in depth than my Instagram video, something where I go into humility, giving versus taking, and I really zone into how to do it. But the key takeaway here is that the high confident person is constantly giving to other people. He's sharing. People love being in he or she's presence. People love being in their environment because that person is just so pouring of their emotions. They're so open. They're so intense that when they come to you, or when this high confident person comes to you, you just feel it. You just feel their energy. Lastly, the high confidence person is kind to themselves and kind to others. When you fail, you don't beat yourself up. You trust that you will always come back, you will always bounce back. Even if it means you have to take a break, even if it means you have to just relax for a bit, retrain your mind, recalibrate, focus on your goals. But the confident person won't beat themselves up. They won't say, you're not enough, I knew it, you're not this, you're not that. They love themselves. They tell themselves each day that you are enough. I know you can make it, because nobody knows you more than you, okay? I don't know you more than you. Your parents don't know you more than you, okay? The person that you see on YouTube or on Instagram, whatever it is, they don't know you more than you. No human knows you more than you. Of course, God knows you more than you, but that is a whole different video. But what I'm saying is, don't beat yourself up. You aren't perfect. You are not perfect. And it's okay to not be perfect. There is beauty in imperfection. There is beauty in letting go. I want to tell you right now that if you're kind to yourself, if you're just a little bit kinder, you will be able to impact yourself in a different way. Your bones, your spirit, you will just bubble joy and peace and energy. So I want you to really just take what I said right now, run with it. Okay, I'm gonna make my part 3 on how to be more confident, but we learned here that how to trust ourselves. Your brain wants proof versus promises, and we learned some high self-esteem or high confidence behaviors. So without further ado, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found value, if this video helped you in the slightest way, just click like, click subscribe, and make sure that in the comment section you ask me any questions, any comments, any feedback. I will like every single one of your comments. So make sure you go down there and you ask me if you have any ideas, anything you want to give me. I promise you I will contact you. I will get back to you as soon as I can. So without further ado, thank you for watching this video. This was AJ Lacal. Peace out.